You're listening to a segment from the Slumpbuster Podcast. Find the full episode on Spotify, iTunes, the iHeartRadio app, or your preferred podcast platform. Enjoy. There was this statement that was made by former Cy Young Award winner Blake Snell of the Tampa Bay Rays. Baseball is probably going to be the next sport that kind of gets back up and running again. So we see UFC's obviously full systems go, but baseball is talking about July, 82-game regular season. There's going to be some issues as far as like the revenue splitting when it's all said and done. So it's kind of interesting whenever you have one of your stars make a statement like this. For me to take a pay cut is not happening because the risk is through the roof. No, I got to get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine. Okay, the risk is the way the hell higher and the amount of money I'm making is way lower. Why would I think about that? He also kind of broke down kind of like more or less the pay structure of it. I'm risking my life. If I'm going to play, I should be getting the money I signed to be getting paid. I should not be getting half of what I'm getting paid because the season's cut in half on top of a 33% cut of that half. So I'm really getting like 25%. He talks about the taxes argument there. The biggest issue I have from it from the get-go is it just kind of seems tone deaf because even when you take in all the numbers that Blake Snell mentioned, he's still going to be getting at minimum 6 figures, if not 7 figures to play this Major League Baseball season. Whereas 30 million plus Americans are currently on unemployment right now. You have several thousand healthcare workers who don't get paid close to nearly that much. Hospitality workers, grocery store workers. A lot of people don't get paid a large amount of that. And then if we're talking about the MLB season coming back in general, the way I see it, if you are one of these athletes, you're probably going to be one of the best taken care of in the country in terms of testing, access to healthcare, access to being able to take care of yourself should, God forbid, you get this disease. When you hear kind of Blake Snell talking about this kind of stuff, guys, how are you kind of feeling? Dre, do you have a take from the get-go?
I think you're right is that it does come across as tone deaf. We have a bunch of what we call essential workers, right? And these essential workers aren't getting paid any extra. I know that there has been talk of we do want to increase their pay in some way, right? From Congress and other government officials, but obviously nothing's been done yet. So if you're making $7.50 at McDonald's, you're going to keep making $7.50 at McDonald's, even though you have to go and constantly be, possibly exposed to this virus. So for a professional athlete to come out and say like, hey, you got to pay me my full salary if I'm going to play, even if it's just half a season, right? Or a quarter of a season or whatever, it does come across as tone deaf. But I think this is one of those concerns, though, that is going to be difficult when it comes to starting up sports again, is that, yes, the leagues want to get going as soon as possible just because they're losing out on billions of dollars. And I get that. Like if I'm MLB, NBA, NFL, like I'm trying to get going as quick as possible. The NFL has a little bit more leeway, right? Is they don't really have to start until next preseason. But part of the problem is, what happens if your players really do not feel safe, right? And they don't want to take the field or take the court. And so I do think that he does have a valid concern with his health and that, hey, like, I don't want to be exposed to something that could potentially kill me. Most of the time, we don't see somebody that's a pro-level athlete dying from the disease, but, it still puts his health and his family in jeopardy. So I get his concern. But at the same time, if you're going to play at all, like you're not playing the full season, don't take full pay. And then it's also harder on the league. Like the league's in a rough situation too, where they're not getting all of their revenue that they had thought that they were going to receive this year. So they can't even pay you their full, the full salary, probably even if they wanted to.
How about you two guys? How do you feel about a professional level athlete making a statement of this nature?
I mean, he has a valid point about, him being exposed and all that, but you hit it on the head. These guys are pretty much going to be tested all the time. And, it sounds like the fans aren't going to be there to watch them. Second of all, like there's high school baseball players that played maybe like 8-9 baseball games down here in Florida. There's college baseball players that didn't even get half their season. And those people would love to go out and play baseball right now. And they don't even get paid to play. So, my thing is, if you don't want to play, then don't play. Don't get paid. If you're going to play and you're only playing half the season, so you're only going to get half the money. And to be honest with you, it's a lot more money than most people are getting right now. So, my thing is go play or just don't. I don't know. These guys are playing a sport. I get it. They're putting a lot of money in these teams' pockets and they're getting fans to come out there, but they're playing a sport and, you're setting an example for the next generation. So if you're just going to kind of go out there and say, I don't want to I need my full salary, then, you're only playing for half the season. Like he doesn't deserve full pay. That's just my take.
What about you, Austin? How you feel?
Honestly, I feel that if he plays 82, he should get paid for what he's playing. And then it's tough. You know, I take sides with the athletes, you know, because I'm a dude, you know, I referee basketball, you know, try to get in some men's league here and there. And if the men's league is 2 days a week, I say, no, I need my full week. So you got these dudes playing in, you know, the best competition hard every single night, you know, back to back, 4 days a week. So I think the way they play and with the effort they do, I think they deserve to get paid, you know, the money they get. But to ask for more, I just think it kind of defeats any purpose of what they're getting paid right now, because it's just they're getting so greedy, it seems like. You know, at the end of the day, you play 82, why do you deserve double when, unless everybody's getting double? If the essential workers are getting double, then I'm cool with everybody. And I get double for just.
I want my double too. I want my double too, bro. And I like, you know, like, yeah.
It's going to be interesting experiment to see when fans do attend. Is Blake Snell going to get more boos, or are the Astros going to get more boos? Because they both are pissing people off with this one. It's just, like I said, if you're like kind of one of the millions of Americans who want to go to work and can't go to work, it's one of those statements that hits a little bit closer to home. And that's why it's just like frustrating to hear like a comment like this. I understand where he's coming from the risk element, but there's risk to everything, guys. I mean, said it out there before. You can walk outside, get hit by a bus. There's a chance it could happen, but we can't just live based off like the probabilities of it, especially like, again, these guys are going to be taken care of better than the majority of Americans in this country. Yeah. The amount of testing, the amount of healthcare that these guys are going to get if they do play is going to be through the roof. I mean, look what Dana White and the UFC is doing, and they have been very effective at being able to tell, like, for example, a fighter did test positive, they sent him home right away. They were quick, they enacted on it, and they're cleaning house right now in the UFC. With the last 3 fights, the last 3 cards they've done have been record numbers as far as viewership, pay-per-view buys, everything. So
easily, there's nothing else to watch on TV, bro. They're capitalizing on it.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Dana. We talked about Michael Jordan with being that asshole mentality. Dana White, you know, you kind of have to be an asshole to like win and be able to capitalize on situations, and that's what UFC and Dana White have been doing.